Good morning, everybody. My name is Deborah Mooketsi, the Chief Marketing Officer, as the Program Director mentioned. Let me start by greeting the Deputy Minister of Tourism, Honorable Mayor Maggie Sotyu, all the ministers and deputy ministers that will be joining us across the 2 days, MECs from across the country, the Chairperson of TBCSA, Mr. Mabena, as well as your board, the CEO of the TBCSA, Mr. Chifua Chivenga, as well as your team, CEOs of provincial tourism authorities, as well as head of departments, esteemed panelists and speakers, our program director for today and tomorrow, Mayor Taming Kadimeng, and most importantly, the distinguished guests, industry leaders, partners, and friends, good morning. Welcome to the annual TBCSA conference. Thank you. Okay, that's better, thank you. Welcome to the annual TBCSA conference, where we gather to celebrate the vibrant heart of South Africa's tourism industry. It's an absolute honor to have you all here today, especially in light of the global challenges that we've experienced as an industry. Your presence alone is testament of the resilience in shaping a brighter future for tourism in South Africa. I strongly believe that tourism is not just about places, but it's about people. It's about the laughter of children playing in the villages, the wisdom shared by our elderly, as well as the creativity of our artisans and the warm greetings of our tour guides across the provinces. It is moments like these that visitors really find the essence of what makes Northwest a destination like no other. As we embark on this exciting journey over the next 2 days, let's remember that we're not just participants of an industry, but we are architects that share experiences, memories, and stories that will still be told for years to come. Tourism is more than just an economic engine. It's a bridge that connects cultures, a beacon of hope, and a symbol of unity. Our gathering over the next 2 days, is a unique opportunity to engage in the meaningful dialogue that will exchange innovative ideas, explore new ways of overcoming the obstacles of our sector, and also the future of tourism will be defined by how we adapt to change, harness power of digital transformation, and remain committed to environmental sustainability. I implore on all of the guests, the panelists, as well as all of the distinguished people that are going to be in the conference for the next 2 days, to equally use this conference to make sure that we shape a bright and meaningful tourism industry. On behalf of the people of the Northwest Province, I officially welcome you to this conference, and I'd like to wish the conference organizers the best of luck over the next 2 days. Let's remind you with our tagline that we share as the Northwest Parks and Tourism Board, that is your Northwest Province. Explore, experience, and enjoy it. Thank you.
We shall definitely explore, experience, and enjoy it. Thank you so much for a warm welcome to the Northwest. Indeed, Tourism Leadership Conference. I'm going to pick on the 2 years thing. I think you were really onto something. This is the 3rd annual TBCSA Leadership Forum. And what I love about what TBCSA has done is, since 2022, all the conversations that we've been having, they didn't just keep them at conversation. They've made action plans and actually taken a stand in order for them to contribute towards the betterment of tourism in South Africa. I always say we do not lack conversation in this world. At any given time, there's a conference and there's an event and there's conversations. What we lack is understanding and implementing the actions that come out of the conferences. And I'm not just saying that because they brought me here to stage to program direct. I really do believe in TBCSA because I've been there, watched them implement the actions in order to move humanity and society forward through tourism. It gives me the utmost pleasure now to introduce to stage the next speaker. I said to him, I wanted to tease him a little bit, and he said, "It's me, Tammy, you can." So he's really been an incredible leader for his entire career. Started off in the taxi industry, quite frankly, and doing such an incredible job at the moment as the chairperson of TBCSA board. Please help me warmly welcome to stage none other than Jerry Mabena. Mabena.
Thank you to Tammy. We'll adjust this very quickly before the minister comes. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Program Director Tammy, who has become a friend of TBCSA over the years. Honorable Deputy Minister, Maggie Sotyu, Ms. Deborah Mooketsi, the Chief Marketing Officer of Northwest Parks and Tourism, President of Santaco, Ubabu Abnatsebe. I will be speaking to you about extending my membership on the taxi side so that I can get back to the taxi industry again. Members of the diplomatic missions present today, senior government officials, including our Director General, Ndate Tarahe, SADC delegation present, captains of industry, that's supposed to be our colleagues, by the way, members of the TBCSA board and colleagues, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, and if I dare say all protocols observed, good morning. It feels good to be back here at Sun City to mark Tourism Month through our Tourism Leadership Conference, which has become a key event on the calendars of many in our sector. I am particularly privileged to welcome our Deputy Minister of Tourism, Maggie Sotyu. I'm sure that you'll agree with me that it's not every day that we get to rub shoulders with people who are important, such as people in the Santaco leadership. Babtsebe, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to have you here as well. This gathering paves the way for fruitful engagement between public and private sectors. Allow me to express my sincere thanks to the TBCSA board members who have accepted the invitation to continue with this particular conference, to our Deputy Chair, Usisli Ndelwa, who's always kind of supporting us and keeping us on the line, to the CEO, our fearless leader, Chief, including his team, and I think they did a stunning job at last night's function, and I would like us to give them a round of applause. I'd also like to thank the board of TOMSA, those who are here present, for their continued support and confidence in TBCSA. We really appreciate it. We are gathered here today under the theme Tourism Matters. And I actually was kind of wondering about the word tourism matters. It's got a bit of a two-edged sword to it. Tourism does matter, and we are here to engage on tourism matters. So we look forward to for the following two days. It is a rallying cry to emphasize the role that our sector plays in the country. Tourism is a key to South Africa's economy. It creates jobs, it contributes significantly to GDP, it showcases our rich culture and traditions of this diverse nation. A few months ago, we witnessed the appointment of the new Government of National Unity, which has seen an improvement in business confidence, even stretching beyond our country's borders. As South Africa looks to the new government to see how it works to solve critical issues such as unemployment, the cost of living crisis, the slow economic growth, we, on the other hand, need to demonstrate how our sector is positioning itself to address the very same challenges. Indeed, we say tourism matters for the economy. It matters to the many industries that benefit from our thriving tourism industry. It matters to the rural economies. Equally important, tourism matters to the youth. To the young South Africans bewildered as they struggle to find jobs, which gives them dignity and the ability to feed their families and get confidence in their lives. This is a sign that our sector cannot be ignored. In the room today, we have over 500 guests who actually signed up for the conference, but we have also over 50 owners of small businesses. These include 3 youth-led businesses, Daniel Madachi Pagate, a 35-year-old out of KZN, who runs a tour operator company, Welcome. It includes Tshwarelo Mkhabela, who runs education tours, and it also includes 26-year-old Kagiso Emmanuel Ngwenya, who runs a WhatsApp platform to connect young people with tourism-related opportunities. I mention these specifically because the growth of young people and the growth of small businesses is that which will transform our economy, and as TBCSA, we are very committed to see that come through. As we all know, we have a vision of growing our international arrivals to 15 million over the next couple of years. We are moving in the right direction as far as that is concerned towards achieving this goal. Data from Stats SA shows that last year we welcomed over 8 million international visitors into the country. It therefore becomes important to mention that destination marketing is an obvious solve for this big target. TBCSA in the last year or two led the way through a campaign that focused or featured Trevor Noah in a video that went viral around the world in our marketing campaign. The CEO of TBCSA will expand a little bit more on the stats and the campaign later today, particularly its impact. Some of the other key factors which will help us welcome more travelers include the ease with which visa processing or processes are handled to welcome guests here in South Africa. These may include even visa waivers in some cases. It also includes air access. I'm looking forward to hearing the engagement of our panels on these relevant discussions because they are so critical to our growth. I know many of us would like to forget about COVID-19. However, it would be remiss of me not to mention how that period has taught us. And one thing that we have learned through that time is resilience. And it is this resilience that has transformed this gathering into an annual strategy session for many businesses in our sector. We all want our industry to outlive pandemics and continue to thrive for future generations. It is for this reason that we have several discussions on our program focusing on sustainability of the sector. At the end of the conference, I would like us to leave with a sense that we have identified ways in which we can address the shortcomings that impede our growth, but also singled out key enablers for the industry to thrive. We need to keep the following objectives in mind. Tourism matters, and the ways in which we can keep this top of mind for policymakers. Many efforts to market South Africa as a destination of choice, more efforts to market South Africa as a destination of choice, transformation of our industry through the support of small businesses, and stronger working relations between the private and public sectors. In conclusion, this year's Tourism Day will be celebrated on the 27th of September 2024 under the theme Tourism and Peace. This resonates deeply with our nation's history, overcoming challenges, and it also reminds us of the words of our beloved statesman and father, Nelson Mandela, who once said, "It is in tourism that nature and humanity meet most equitably and profitably." Let's continue to work hard to keep this sector growing in leaps and bounds. With those few words, I welcome you to the 2024 TBCSA Tourism Leadership Conference, and I thank you. At this moment, I would like to take this opportunity to welcome our Deputy Minister, Maggie Sotyu. I've had the pleasure of having coffee with her earlier in the morning, and I must say I found her a very light person to communicate with, very approachable, and I could just sense the passion in her as we were having a communication, a cup of tea there or coffee. So with those few words, Minister, I'm not a protocol person, so I just want to say welcome. These are your people, and speak to us.
Thank you very much to our vibrant program director. I was just checking who is taller between myself and you. I discovered you are a little bit taller than me. No, thank you very much, and greetings to everyone. I see here that some of the executive that was expected to be here are not here. Therefore, it makes my speech very easy to read, as I had then to skip their names. But let me take this opportunity to greet the Tourism Business Council of South Africa, Chairman, Mr. Jerry Mabena, the board members and the CEO, Mr. Chifenga, oh, so many chiefs. Yeah, the Director General from my own department, Mr. Victor Tarache, and all Director Generals that are within our midst. Santiago President, I welcome you because Department of Transport is one of our partners in this sector. I might be new as a Deputy Minister who is only 2 months in the department, but I'm very much familiar with the sector. The fact that for the past 5 years, I served as a Deputy Minister of Forestry, Fisheries and Environment. Then some of your projects, I had a lot to do with them in my previous ministry. And also let me pass my greetings to all the representatives of tourism bodies, both in private and public sectors, and everyone in the room. I really greet you this morning. It is a privilege and an honor to address you on this special occasion of the 3rd Tourism Leadership Conference. Congratulations are in order. I heard someone say that I think it was a slip of the tongue of saying that we'll be here for 2 years. I was just worried that after 2 years, what will happen with us here? But apparently it's just 2 days. It is my very first one, that is the conference attendance, and will certainly give us an opportunity to get to know one another better. After all, ours is a symbolic relationship. I will, from here onwards, work very close with yourselves. When I was invited to this conference 2 weeks ago, the first thing I asked the department is, who are these people? Because there are so many that has been introduced to myself in this sector. But I'm looking forward to work with everyone who is contributing to the sector. I must also declare that I'm not a total stranger, as I have said, in the sector, as I have been with the portfolio committee responsible for national parks, botanic gardens, and regulation of activities such as hunting, boat-based whale watching, and shark cage diving, amongst others. I'm really pleased to be here with you today, especially on Tourism Month, which we are celebrating under the theme, Tourism and Peace, 30 years of connecting people, places, and culture, and adapted from Tourism and Peace UN Tourism theme. I also had an opportunity for the past month to be part of the tourism conference or commission that was held in Zambia, where then I was accompanied by my DG, Victor Tarache. Program Director, this kind of gathering also signifies the power of pulling together. Without an association, coordination between government and industry, as well as maintenance of a unified voice within the industry, there will always be challenges. It is therefore important that you stand together, united by a common goal of growing an inclusive sector. This is a very interesting sector, Program Director, and I only met happy people in this sector. Everyone is just happy. I don't know, it's because of a lot of traveling, meeting people, seeing places, but everyone is just happy, everyone that I've met so far. It is therefore important that you stand together, united by a common goal of growing an inclusive sector, as I have just mentioned. We have over 300 delegates representing the sector, I'm told, which is testimony of our success in working together to fully recover from COVID-19 shocks and further grow the tourism sector. We are here to not just reflect on the past, but also to look forward, charting a course for the future of the tourism sector. From the onset, Program Director, I must applaud the tourism sector for its resilience and perseverance since the COVID-19. By continuing to adapt and find ways to maintain operations, the tourism sector plays a vital role in supporting local economies and communities. While we are here to understand the business landscape and plan together for a prosperous sector ahead, let us acknowledge our achievement that materialized since the last conference. I was briefed by the department, I was taken through by the department that what had happened since the last conference, which was held in September 2023. I want to emphasize that the tourism sector is a crucial economic sector for our country. In the second quarter GDP figures announcement by the Statistician General, Mr. Maluleke, it was clear that both accommodation and catering services were significant positive contributors. Another notable achievement, Program Director, is that we are on our way to achieve our collective target of 2019 international arrivals by 2024, and we must build on this to achieve our NDP revised target of 15.1 million tourists by 2030, as alluded to by the Chairperson. Also, what is pleasing is that we have fully recovered on the domestic tourism front and now need to consolidate on the gains and go beyond just travel. Allow me to express our appreciation to yourselves in our participation in the short left campaign in numbers. I was also taken through about the short left campaign, which is very much interesting to me. The listing of our products and the all-important discounts on the short left website is much appreciated. However, we need more in the future. I had an opportunity, Program Director, to be invited by women in Gauteng province, that is tourism, women in tourism, where then I discovered that there is a lot that this sector is doing in empowering businesses that are being run by women. I need to congratulate the department because I never expected what I saw in Gauteng. Congratulations, DG, and your team. The individuals gathered in this room have first-hand knowledge of how tough it has been to grow this sector, to this point that we also know the potential of the sector to propel growth and job creation in the near future. The Department of Tourism Program Director is grateful for the opportunity to update the sector on policy development, including initiatives around travel facilitation. In September 2023, the Minister released the Green Paper on Tourism for public comments. Over 3,500 submissions were made to the department, which were all considered, and the white paper is currently under consideration by the cabinet, of which I was part of. A month after the last TBCSA conference, cabinet approved the tourism sector master plan and extended its implementation until 2026. Me being familiar with the implementation of the master plans, being involved in the implementation of the forest sector master plan, which is one of the best master plans in the country, it was easy for me then to be able then to assist the minister and the department in the implementation of this master plan. The reason for this extension was based on the fact that the sector has not fully recovered from the COVID-19 impact and more still needs to be done. Just to mention a few, increase in aviation capacity, improved visa facilitation for large markets, especially India and China. I would like to indicate that the implementation of the tourism master plan is well underway, as I have just indicated, and the tourism stakeholders are holding each other's accountable through the master plan structures. You will enjoy the sectors when the master plan has been fully implemented, because a lot has been covered in the master plan of which I think it's going to assist in many areas that are challenging in the sector. Additionally, the Department of Tourism partnered with the sector and developed the tourism crisis management strategy to build the resilience of the sector. If anything, COVID-19 taught us to anticipate any scenario. The strategy aims to ensure that the sector is able to mitigate and respond and manage crises and when such occurs. As you might know that one of the crises or one of the challenges that we are faced with as a country is the issue of the climate change. Therefore, it mustn't come as a surprise to us, the department. We must always be ready when such happened in the country. The Department of Tourism acknowledges significant progress made by the Department of Home Affairs in facilitating easy access into destination South Africa. Today, passport holders from 132 countries that South Africa has a diplomatic ties with enjoy visa waiver, making our country one of the leaders in the visa waiver category. This was also one area that we had some interaction with these countries. For instance, we had some interaction with the ambassador of China in trying then to address some of the challenges faced by our tourists. The Department of Tourism, with the support of the industry, embarked on policy advocacy around the facilitation of ease of travel, especially Chinese and Indian market. We also acknowledge the implementation of the e-visas for these markets, including the rollout to the 36 countries. However, technological enhancement will provide further improvement. Program Director, we look forward to further resolution of turnaround times and systematic delays. The department appreciates Department of Home Affairs' latest announcement to look into the issue of Chinese and Indian visas, automation, the exploration of trusted tour operation scheme, and exploring group application. The department is very eager to support these initiatives aimed at facilitating ease of access. It is also important that I share government's thinking on why China and India was considered. Both countries, that is China and India, tourists are among the top spenders across the globe. They have large population, are part of the leading outbound markets. These two countries have both strong political ties and significant trade relations with South Africa. They are members of BRICS, which hold enormous economic potential. Both are in the top 10 of overseas arrivals figures of the first half of 2024. China and India have the potential to positively impact on increasing arrivals of South Africa and therefore contributing to the economy and supporting economic opportunity for small business. On the issue, Program Director, of tour operating licenses, the commitment from the stakeholder to continuously engage in resolving issues is commendable. I'm happy to report that the department also welcomes the signing into law of the National Transport Amendment Bill by the President, Mr. President Santiago. Did you hear that one? The President has signed. Amongst many that the President signed, this one bill that we were looking forward as the sector that the President must sign. This will enable the Department of Transport to appoint persons as non-executive directors outside the department itself to serve as members of the National Public Transport Regulator in order to improve efficiency within that sector. Program Director, the Minister had appointed the BBBEE Charter Council, which is chaired by Dr. Eddie Koza. I look forward to our collaboration enabling its work in line with the BBBEE Act, as I was also very much involved in my former department, and when it comes to issues that reflects in the BBBEE Act and also the implementation. Therefore, I must say that it's not an easy one. because it mainly dealt with issues of transformation. And the word transformation is not very good to other people. Therefore, we must make sure that we enforce that as government. Allow me to reflect on the following, Program Director. We have commenced the 7th administration, and our mission is to elevate the profile of tourism by supporting efforts to grow the sector and demonstrating this growth and the sector's impact on the economy and communities. As articulated by His Excellency the President in the opening of Parliament address this year, Cabinet has defined 3 priorities areas for government for the next 5 years. As the Chair has indicated that we are now in the government of national unity. You must understand that some of us who've been in the executive for a longer period, this is a new area for us, but we will be there. I think things are much easier now that we work together with other political parties to make sure that the people on the ground does not suffer. As much as we are going to have differences there and there, but they must not affect service delivery. Therefore, we have placed inclusive economic growth at the center of the work of the GNU and at the top of the national agenda. That's the most important one. The Department of Tourism is currently working on finalizing our 5-year plan, which will align to the GNU priorities: the National Development Plan, the Tourism Sector Master Plan, and the National Tourism Sector Strategy. As I conclude, Program Director, without mentioning that government wants to ensure that we enable the private sector to create more jobs. Government on its own will never win the battle of job creation without the support of the private sector. This is why the 5-year plan and targets will implement programs for demand-led skills and a greater use of technology, amongst others priorities. I wish you a fruitful deliberations and hope we come up with insightful and innovative plans to take our sector forward. I thank you very much. Thank you, Program Director.